I cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters and create many ripples. Since 2010, casting ripples is exactly what OneLove Africa Foundation has been doing. This small grassroots Canadian charity brings hope and support to remote village women in East Africa through microenterprise training, grants, and ongoing mentoring.
When I first traveled to Tanzania in 2010, I was just so impacted by the extreme poverty and inhumane conditions in which the people live. So I just felt that I needed to do something in whatever way I could. When I first started training, I was sort of creating the curriculum on the fly. There were so many considerations, and even though I've developed material, microenterprise development material in North America, it was quite different working through a translator and the cultural differences, and also trying to adjust to the comprehension level. Most people in Africa don't have the opportunity of getting an education, so it was really working through to ensure the knowledge transfer was there. We primarily work with women in remote villages. These are the ones that are really most in need. They have very little resources. They're going day by day trying to find food. So some of the other individuals in the more developed centers do have access to resources, but the women that we work with have virtually nothing.
Today, the Biashara Village Ventures program is a 32-hour training course that covers the key area of starting and running a business. Each participant receives a business manual in Swahili and all training materials and supplies to help them start their business. Near the end of the program, the women make a presentation about their business and are eligible for a one-time startup grant of $50.
We're strong believers in microfinance, but the women that we work with are really, as I mentioned, those most in need. So at this point in their process, they don't have the funds to be repaying loans, but we always work towards a goal that after their first year in business, they will create their own peer lending circle and give back to each other, so also paying it forward.
One of the things that first drew me to OneLove was how they focus on empowering women. It has been proven in third world countries that once their basic food and shelter needs have been met, that the women will then focus on education and healthcare for their children. Another great quality OneLove has is that after they've gone in and mentored and trained and motivated these women, they don't just stop there. They continue to follow up with mentorship and support, which I think is a big reason they have such a high success rate.
The small business success rate anywhere in the world is very slim. So in Africa, we really try and focus on teaching the women the skills to identify business opportunities. If their first business doesn't work out, they have the skills to identify other opportunities where perhaps they will be more successful. After the women have completed the program, we have a business advisor that goes into the villages on a monthly basis and follows up with the women in terms of how their business or ventures are doing. We're really focused on sustainability, and we just don't feel that to go in and do the training and just leave is not going to make it sustainable. So we support them after the training is finished and they're working through the first year of their business.
I really enjoyed working with the women in Tanzania with the OneLove Africa Foundation. Going there thinking, I was going to save some people, and in the end I feel like they really saved me instead. Seeing the drive and passion that they had to learn so that they could help their family and their future was absolutely amazing. These women would hike in 4 hours from their village to get to our 1-hour workshop, so their dedication was absolutely amazing. They had a hard time understanding things like cash flow, but yet when you broke it down into a simpler concept like money in, money out, then they were able to grasp it and take it into something they could utilize in the real world.
From one of my perspectives, it's just so rewarding to see the women when they actually grasp the concepts, which are actually quite challenging in some cases. In Africa, very few people have the opportunity of going to school, and if they do, once they get to the equivalent of grade 3, they switch over from teaching in Swahili to English, and then they administer exams, and if somebody fails the exam, they're never allowed to go back to school. So as a result, quite often women have very negative feelings about their own understanding of how quickly and easily they can learn concepts. So to see them grasp some of these ideas is just really exciting.
The day of the graduation ceremony was very exciting. I arrived at the village. There was quite a hub of activity going on. I really enjoyed being able to share in the success of the women. They each got to invite 2 guests. I got to see them walk up on stage, receive their grant and their graduation certificate. It was very touching to watch the pride in the family members' eyes.
We really focus on peer learning as well, so the women do get together once a month and share their experiences with their businesses and also with the business advisor. We always want them to be focused on creating their own peer lending circle after the first year, and I'm thrilled that last year our 41 graduates have now formed their own peer lending circle, and they're each contributing the equivalent of $3 every 2 weeks. What means once every 8 weeks a woman gets the equivalent of $25 to invest in her business. That's a huge amount of money in their currency.
One of the things we love the most about the OneLove Africa Foundation is that it is 100% volunteer driven. So every penny that goes in goes directly to the cause. So you know when you're giving to OneLove Africa Foundation, it is directly impacting the lives of people in need.
I think it's a very empowering thing what OneLove does with the women in Africa, and I hope that they continue to succeed in their mission.
There's a saying by Mother Teresa that really resonates with me. I cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water and create many ripples. It's amazing that from the time we first started in 2010, training 48 women, and today we've been responsible for the startup of over 2,000 sustainable businesses. It's amazing what one small impact can make. With your support, together we can make a difference in the lives of the women in Africa who so desperately need our help, and not just for them, but for their children and generations to follow. We truly are all one together. One world, one love.